Good evening, OPOS Chef. We'll continue with our 10-minute appetizers. Let me start the stopwatch and we'll start with garlic butter mushrooms. It's important to clean the mushrooms and wipe them really well so that there is no moisture or dirt stuck to them. And just crush some garlic. Use the flat of your hand or a knife. Just 3 to 4 cloves should be good enough. Or more, if you like more garlic. If you don't want your hands smelling of garlic, use the flat of a knife. Just remove this, add some butter, a couple of tablespoons of butter into the cook pot. The mushrooms, a bit of paper stuck to it, and the garlic cloves. Ensure that the garlic cloves touch the bottom. So they caramelize well. Now close this, keep the vent open, and put this on the caramelization mode. Keep this aside, start work on the next dish, which is going to be eggplant stuffed with paneer. Let me get some paneer first. And both these are paleo-friendly dishes. And the spices you choose to add are completely up to you. They don't matter in the least. Just crumble up the paneer. Or you can grate it. This is 200 grams of paneer. Use more, use less, mix in some cheese, it's completely up to you. Just ensure that all paneer is crumbled up so that they can all absorb the spices. Some salt, this is a quarter teaspoon, some salt, a bit more, some chili powder, so I'm using half a teaspoon of almost everything, some coriander powder, quarter teaspoon of turmeric powder, and half a teaspoon of garam masala. If you want ginger garlic paste, put it in. If not, let it go. Doesn't make a difference at all. I'll put in a bit of ginger garlic paste. Maybe a teaspoon of ginger garlic paste. And if you have some caramelized onions or fried onions, these are fried onions, use them as a staple. These are ultra convenient. Mix all this in. So our stuffing is ready. You can use the same stuffing even for your paratha. Now all we have to do is slit and stuff the eggplant with the stuffing and pressure bake it all together. It's going to take us around 5 to 6 minutes. By the time even the garlic mushrooms would have been done. Just push this aside and start work on stuffing the eggplant. You can mix in chopped chilies, chopped garlic, chopped ginger. It's completely up to you. So add enough eggplants which can fit in a 2 liter or a 3 liter in a single layer. Open it up like so. Cut it into quarters so they remain joined at the bottom. Check for worms. Open it up. You can even use ready-made masalas. Use ready-made chana masala, chicken masala, mutton masala, fish masala, just does not matter. Do not give importance to spices. 3 beeps, which means the countdown has started, but the pressure has not built up. So in the next 6 minutes, that should be done. By the time we plate that, this also will be done. Oops. Got it just in time. I'm going to add a bit of ghee, maybe a couple of tablespoons. Just enough to cover the bottom completely. If you're in a hurry, you can heat it up so that the ghee melts and spreads. Like so. Now all you have to do is open up the eggplant and stuff in the paneer. Stuff in as much as you like. Press it down. Wipe the excess from the surface. Press it down like this and arrange it slowly. So if you want to pack in more paneer, I'll show you how to do it. So open it on one side like a book, pack it with paneer like this. Remove the excess paneer and then open on the other side like so. And mix in more paneer. And repeat the same exercise. This is the stuffing technique you need to follow for pretty much all stuffed eggplant curries. Your gutti venkaya kura, your baingan, your enna katrika, anything. Barley vangi, anything which calls for stuffed eggplant. If the paneer has been pulsed very fine, then stuffing would have been easier. Now that I have crumbled with a hand, stuffing is slightly tough because there are lumps of paneer. But if you have grated it, it would have been far easier and far smoother. So look at this. I'm opening from the next side and repeating the same process. Outsource this to a patient member in your family. You can't hurry this step up. It has to be filled with stuffing that should not be loose and should not leak out. And as usual, the goal is to complete all this in less than 20 minutes from scratch. 2 appetizers to feed at least 3 to 4 people in 20 minutes from cutting to plating. That's the goal of this series. Now this need not be paneer. This can be any cheese you like. So if you do not use Indian spice powders and instead use, let's say, pizza flavoring, this becomes some kind of a Mediterranean or Italian dish. I have no idea what it is called, but I'll bet there is a dish like this in Italian cuisine. Because these themes repeat themselves around the world. Eggplant is loved around the world, cheese is loved around the world, stuffed eggplant is loved around the world. Each culture has its own version of eggplant dishes. I would expect to see a tofu-filled version in China or Japan. Okay, I'm getting a slightly burnt smell. It's probably the mushrooms roasting. Worst case scenario, you'll get an E3 error, which is the overheating error, and the cookpot will shut down on its own. So you don't need to worry too much about whether it is cooked or not. That is shut down. It's displaying off. We'll get to that in a minute after we are done with this. The paneer which touches the bottom might get slightly blackened, but don't worry about that. It's a small price to pay. Just ensure that everything touches the bottom. I don't want to overpack this, so I'm just letting this like this. Close. Cook on high for maybe 4 to 5 whistles. And reserve this for the next round. Let me just move this aside. And see what the cookboard has in store for us. Again, for the mushroom, I've not added any spices at all apart from garlic. Look at that. Nicely roasted mushrooms. You can see the garlic cloves have roasted well, the mushroom has roasted well. I wish I put in a few more mushrooms. And now you can put whatever spice mixes you like. You can put a bit of salt, a bit of pepper if you like. Just get a pepper powder. That's coarsely ground pepper. You can put in a bit of garam masala if you want to give it an Indian spin. or some pizza seasoning, chili flakes. It's really up to you. Just doesn't matter. You can put in some, mix in some black bean sauce, mushroom sauce, soya sauce, balsamic vinegar. Depends on what cuisine you are trying to recreate. Use the sauces or flavorings from that cuisine. You can even mix in traditional South Indian bottle tadka. The mustard based bottle tadka, and call it kalan fry. These themes are very flexible. These are repeated throughout the world with various flavor combinations. Look at that. That's butter garlic mushrooms. And let's just wait for the eggplants to cook. You just clean this place and get ready for plating them. We have 5 more minutes. Expect to see a bit of charring. If you want to avoid it completely, you can add maybe a couple of tablespoons more of oil. Pressure is building up, so we don't have much to worry about. I don't have too much stuff to clean. You can just scrub this away easily. That's one. I see some white smoke, which means that there is a bit of charring. That's to be expected. If you want to minimize it, increase the buffer. Add a couple of more tablespoons of oil. It will minimize the charring, and you can always filter out the oil. That's good enough. I'm going to switch this off. You can also let this sit. If you want a real mushy, real buttery eggplant, you can just let it sit and open after the pressure settles. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to release the pressure. So don't be spooked by a bit of charring. It's perfectly okay. The easiest way to avoid it is to increase the buffer. That's how it looks. Remove it. Plate it well. Look at that. You can serve it as an appetizer, mix it with a curry, use it to stuff burritos or sandwiches. It's really up to you how you choose to use this. That is the charring I was talking about. You can always remove the skin. There you go. You can always peel off the skin. Skin will come off pretty easily. And we are just in time. That is your paneer stuffed eggplant. That is your roasted mushroom flavored with butter and garlic. Try this out and please post your validations.